Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Vietnam A to Z. The capital city of Vietnam is considered to be a live music lover's paradise, and the most difficult thing can be deciding which gig to go to. Let's explore together how the music scene in Hanoi has changed over the past few years. Then, follow as we pop into the cradle of Hanoi's hip-hop and street culture scene in Out and About. Last but not least, if you're seeking a destination for a brief getaway, don't miss out on our recommendations for ideal places that could help you stay away from the worries and stress. Are you wondering who's been talking to you? Before diving into Hanoi's music scene, let's find out who I am. The perfect combination of tranquil, energetic, modern, traditional, has created a harmonious lifestyle here in Hanoi that has inspired me to stay. In my own 3 years living here, I've experienced much of what Vietnam's 1,000-year capital has to offer, but it feels like I'm just getting started. As one of the fastest growing cities in Southeast Asia, Hanoi constantly urges me to explore its unique beauty and culture every day. Broke into that old apartment. This is where we used to live. Broken land. As a lifelong music lover, I've wanted to experience the local Hanoi music scene more intimately and find out if the musical influences here mirror the characteristics of a city with such diverse history and culture. Em là ai giữa cuộc đời này? Em từ đâu bước đến nơi đây? Làm tôi say. I'm Julian, and on this journey of Vietnam A to Z, follow me. Let's explore more of Hanoi's unique, exquisite charm. Music plays an important role for many young people. It reflects and affects our moods and feelings, and at times provides the soundtrack to our lives. Hanoi's music scene has been described as a wavy line. It was dormant for a few years, but is again on the rise, aligning with the development of the city as a whole. The music scene has caught the interest of a Frenchman who travels to different spots, capturing beautiful moments of music through his camera lens. Why does he do so? And what genre of music does he focus on? Let's take a peek at his filming today. With a classical music and literary background, Francois Bibon has been traveling back and forth to Vietnam since December of 2018. His grandmother is Vietnamese, so aside from tracing his family roots, music has been another motivation for him to return. Vietnam is also a place where Francois has found his new passion as a filmmaker. A day of filming with Francois seems to be filled with loads of unexpected fun. We're here with our guest, the eclectic and mysterious documentarian Francois. He's in the middle of the process of making a documentary that's themed around the classical music scene here in Hanoi. So, Francois, welcome to the show, first of all. Did you have knowledge of the Hanoi classical music scene before you came, or were you kind of inspired to make this film when you arrived?
So I came here 2 years ago, and I loved the country. So the idea came, and I was like, I want to change the idea of classical music, and I want to entertain people through classical music, like a kind of a journey in Vietnam through classical music.
And I know the central theme of the documentary is going to be, of course, the classical music scene. Have you considered maybe including other genres of music as well?
It's tricky because if you want to speak about everything, you don't speak about anything. So I need to focus on classical music. Saigon is maybe more, it's bigger than Hanoi. But in classical music, it's bigger in Hanoi.
They could be the best vibrant player in the world because of the advantage that come from their language, the sensitivity in their ears.
During his journey in discovering the beauty of classical in Hanoi, Francois has interviewed over 30 artists. Through each artist's viewpoint, classical music is perceived in different ways. However, one common thing that these artists find in Hanoi's classical music scene is its huge potential.
As a foreigner, I think the atmosphere is quite vibrant, you know, and there are lots of positive energy going on here. So much room to grow and develop, especially in the musical scenes.
Being an artist, you see that. It's really encouraging. Like, as you said, when we do Siam, right, you need the energy coming back from the audience too. And you could really feel it from the audiences from this city, this country. Really amazing.
There's many young musicians. They have a spirit to make something interesting and new. And I'm really lucky that I'm here in this moment. All musicians here is very open-minded and very welcoming. So I'm really happy to involve all the many projects and the concerts.
Đa phần là những cái buổi biểu diễn đã cháy vé hoàn toàn. Thì mình thấy đấy là cái sự đón nhận của khán giả bây giờ đang rất là hưởng ứng, và nó là một cái món ăn mà là gần như là cần thiết với lại mọi người.
A lot of Vietnamese, they play local songs, Vietnamese compositions with classical music instruments. A lot of orchestras, they invite traditional instruments players.
Do you think that's something that might be more common in the future, and what do you think of that fusion itself?
I think Vietnamese care more and more about these roots, and this past. It's not just keep a memory about that music history. It also brings a new identity to the music, and for me, it's the future. There's a very collaboration between classical music and traditional music in Vietnam. I want people to be more interested in classical music, and I want to show that you can travel with classical music. I want to show Vietnam to the world through classical music. So it's two things I want to show differently: another classical music and another Vietnam.
Well, Francois, it's an admirable vision and an exciting project, so we'll look forward to the documentary releasing sometime middle of next year or so. Okay, well, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much. Take care.
From fusion bands to pianists to close-knit young collectives, Hanoi's independent music scene is blooming. Immersing ourselves in this kind of music can take us to a totally different world, where the traffic and construction noise cannot disturb us. Listening to music online is fine, but there's nothing quite like the visceral clang of the guitar and the raw thrash of the drums in the flesh. How do these bands coordinate such a powerful live experience? As a music enthusiast, live music has always excited me most. Gentlemen, excellent work. I have to say I was watching your videos online, and it does not do it justice. So I'm happy to be here with Red-Eyed Rabbit. We'll do a quick intro for each of you guys, if you don't mind. So starting with...
I'm Dan. I'm Dan, and I play guitar and sing.
This is Dan, and as I said, he's the frontman of a punk group that's kind of leading the charge for a niche style of music, but emerging in, what would you say, more of an underground scene?
Yeah. I mean, Hanoi probably doesn't have a big enough scene to have an underground scene as well, but right. Playing in the Hanoi scene, and yeah, I guess a bit of a niche, playing psychedelic punk rock.
Sure. And I think a burning question with a lot of the audience, and even myself, is psychedelic punk. Can you give us some insight into what exactly that is? What are some of the main influences of the style of music that you play?
Yeah, good question. I think the two, I just took the two adjectives which I think kind of suited us and put them together.
Right, okay.
But for punk rock, it's very much kind of our attitude.
Right.
We like to play live a lot, and then psychedelic, we like to kind of improvise and use, and we're also very interested in kind of effects and the kind of sonic sound we can make. So yeah, psychedelic punk.
And following the psychedelic adjective, I noticed some of the design and things on the social media. Is there more like is there a visual aspect or another sensory aspect to the experience as well, or?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, one of the ideas behind having Red-Eyed Rabbit for a name, or Rabbit, was because of the visual element, and also, yeah, I'm a visual artist as well, so I like draw a lot of patterns. Okay. So it kind of stems from that as well, yeah.
Three men with three different nationalities have combined the sonically rich, layered textures of psychedelic rock with punk rock energy and pop song sensibilities, adding more colors to Hanoi's vibrant music scene.
I think there's lots of room for many bands playing this genre, and it makes me really excited when lots of young Vietnamese people come out to see our music and feel like they like it. And yeah, that really makes me happy. As we do shows, I would love to be involved more with Vietnamese events and Vietnamese bands. It's just good. It's good for me to share what I have, but it's also good to learn.
I think it's pretty good, especially in Hanoi. We can play almost anywhere, and it's easy to play. So we had lots of fun. For a major city like this, it's very open to new bands.
With the advantage of catering to the development of a domestic music industry, Hanoi is believed to be the ideal place for anyone who wants to join it. As all of the band members have spent more than a decade in Vietnam, joining different projects and playing in different bands, they've gained revealing insights into local music. Hanoi is no longer their temporary stop, but their home.
I think the scene has developed really quickly. I mean, as I was saying, a lot of the younger generation are very creative, and I think local people have a lot of respect for artists, and also with the expats it's similar here as well. So it's a good mix, and I think it's only going to get bigger and better in the future.
Hanoi challenges me. I still am a foreigner, and I have a lot to learn about the culture and the way people are. But you know, even after 13 years, every day gives me a new lesson. And through all of those lessons, I find that Vietnamese people are lovely. They treat me with such respect, and that makes me want to live here.
You're impossible, and you have no end. You burned out bridges, always helping you pretend.
I think if someone really want to come here for the make a group or something, need to have the passion. For me, it's very important to stay flexible and open mind and respect.
Cá nhân mình thấy cái sự góp phần của nhạc công phương Tây vào trong nền âm nhạc của Hà Nội, góp phần tạo nên một sự phát triển mạnh mẽ hơn, sẽ tạo ra một cái luồng gió mới cho nền âm nhạc ở Hà Nội.
There's lots of very talented young Vietnamese musicians. It's a very creative city.
The thing that I love about Hanoi is no matter where music or art comes from, Hanoians will put their influence on it, their stamp on it. Hanoians, I feel, are very proud of their city, proud of their culture and their heritage, and that's something that I really love. So for that reason, the scene here I feel is very unique, and I'm lucky to be a part of it.
We're here today in Lenin Park in the heart of Hanoi. This park is a great place for skateboarders, dancers, and families just looking to enjoy the open space. But what makes this park so special? Well, since the early 2000s, this park has been attributed to youth adopting a hip-hop and street culture in Hanoi.
What you got, homie? I like fast cars and
Today, I have the opportunity to meet one of the local hip-hop pioneers, whose entire career has been attached to this park since 2005. We're here at Lenin Park with Phung, the founder of Milky Way Dance Crew and an excellent influence on young people adopting hip-hop and street dance culture in Hanoi. Welcome to the show, Phung. Yeah, why don't you give us a little bit about your background?
We make a crew in 2005 and then we start to dance in here from 2005 till now.
Right.
Then we just try to practice by ourselves and then we work every day.
Yeah, excellent, well done. So this park back in 2005, was it basically just you and the crew? There wasn't such a culture surrounding this area at that time.
Yeah, at that time they don't have like this. There's just the young people and the children. And they play football.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, basketball sometimes. And at this time, we the first group, we do the hip hop, the popping dance here, and then we have so many crew, many crew after this. And then we have like a battle area, and then so many battle here.
And you mentioned that some other crews sometimes come here, and there's kind of a competition between the crews. How often does that happen? Is it just they kind of?
My crew practice in this place, another crew here, and then we just, hey, the new guy.
Come at any time.
Yeah, the new crew,
Okay.
They do battle, come, and then we battle with the music, and then, we feel we win. And another crew, they feel they lose, so move on.
That's great. So when the battles are happening, do you ever get a big audience? Like, do a lot of people show up to watch the competition?
At that time, hip-hop is very new, so many people go there. And then we have class here, we teach popping, and our students are around like 100 students.
Okay.
And sometimes we do a casting here, and so many people, they come, they learn to dance, and they casting to my crew. They make the audience, and then we more grow up.
Okay. Well, you mentioned 15 years ago it was a fairly underground scene, but you've seen it grow with each generation since. What do you think about the future?
Actually, at this time, for the hip-hop dance, we have the studio. We go to the studio and we don't spend too much time to dance outside. So not too much people at this time they know about hip-hop. But almost the good crew, we go to studio. So I think this year or next year, after COVID, we go back to the street. We show off our underground, our dance, our passion, and then more people will know about hip-hop still here.
Sure.
And then we still grow up here.
Not only dancing, but so many kinds of street sports and cultures were given form at Lenin Park. There's also a saying that, if you want to learn and practice something, go to Lenin Park and practice it.
Mình thấy thì là Lenin như kiểu là một cái điểm phải đến khi mà bạn bắt đầu một cái môn gì đó liên quan đến hip hop.
Starting as a humble kid learning how to skateboard at Lenin Park, Tom Cam Vũ is now the first pro in Vietnam. However, he continues to stick with his roots. by organizing a free class for everyone that wants to learn skateboarding.
Chính vì nguồn động lực là support skater nên là mình trước đấy mình cũng đã nảy ra một ý tưởng là để dạy trượt váng với một mục tiêu là mình sẽ giúp đỡ tất cả các bạn newbie. Hy vọng là các bạn mới trượt sẽ không bị ngại và mấy bạn mới trượt đấy sẽ có thể phát triển nhanh. Mấy bạn mới trượt đấy có thể tập nhanh hơn, tập hiệu quả hơn và an toàn hơn. Đây là một điểm, đây là nơi rất là ý nghĩa với mình. Cảm giác như là nó lúc nào cũng có một cái không khí là muốn support người khác. Nên là mình nghĩ là mang đến đây thì nó sẽ truyền được cái năng lượng tích cực support người khác cho mọi người.
With Phương promising to bring street dance back to the street, and with the blooming of many other activities, Lenin Park will continue to nourish the love for street culture of generations of Vietnamese. If you come to Hanoi, why not go there one afternoon and really immerse yourself in the atmosphere of street culture at Lenin Park? The fact that Vietnam has successfully controlled the spread of COVID-19 has presented an opportunity to boost domestic tourism. Travel, hotel, and transportation businesses in not only Hanoi, but also in other localities, have quickly started launching a series of packages with short-term and discount tours. You can roam the north to the south using our recommendations. Nha Hang Lake, Tuyen Quang Province. Taking a boat trip on Nha Hang Lake in Tuyen Quang Province amid the winter breeze is a great choice to get out of the city at the weekend. Nha Hang Lake is located in the center of Nha Hang District, more than 100 kilometers from Tuyen Quang City to the north. With more than 8,000 hectares of water surface, the lake is surrounded by poetic and majestic landscapes, making it an attractive tourist destination. Taking a boat trip on the lake at any time of day, from early dawn to sunset, visitors can breathe in the pure atmosphere and admire the pristine and mysterious beauty. Nam Cat Tien National Park. A two-day Nam Cat Tien National Park tour is a rewarding experience that gives you the chance to find out about Vietnam's diverse flora and fauna. Located 160 kilometers from Ho Chi Minh City, Nam Cat Tien is one of 8 UNESCO biosphere reserves in Vietnam. Once here, you can take a walk through the park and mingle with the diversity of Nam Cat Tien's wildlife and admire the beautiful rainforest. From October to December, various species of rare and colorful birds gather in the park, which is a priceless chance for you to see them and hunt interesting photo opportunities. E.T. Commune. The upland village of E.T. Commune, Bat Sat district looks like a dreamy picture with a sea of clouds flying over the mountain peaks and green terraces. Some hundreds of kilometers from Hanoi, E.T. Commune is a well-known destination to go cloud hunting. It's bound to be an exciting and memorable experience for adventure lovers to drive along the misty roads while embracing houses and stunning landscapes on both sides. And just like any other place in the Northwest, E.T. boasts a majestic and wild beauty. And that has wrapped up this edition of Vietnam A to Z. I hope you've enjoyed our journey of exploring musical entertainment in Hanoi and picked the perfect place to get away with your loved ones during the upcoming weekends. Thank you, and see you next time.
Who wants to touch me?
I wasn't after the first time we did it.
Nó thẳng mặt em anh ạ. Cho nên là